Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Let's take a look at this character right here. This is the OOLONG and launch card. This is the Halloween card for this year. I mean, just jumping into it quickly, I don't think that they're going to be too impressive. I think that they're probably actually going to be rather mid, but I mean, these, like, sort of like Halloween characters, to me, they are fun, goofy little things, right? Like, I don't want to be too, like, oh my god, they're so bad. Like, it's a goofy little thing. No matter what, I will certainly take more Dragon Ball Saga characters being added into the game. That can only be a good thing and not a bad thing. So, I gave him full dodge. This is a character that is not going to be doing a lot of damage. They're not going to be tanking well. So, like, if we're really using them with dodge would make the most sense, I guess. They do build up dodge as the fight goes on, but, I mean, we'll see. Let's hop into an event. Let's at least see what OOLONG and Launch are putting up for us. Alright, OOLONG and Launch. We have them out on turn 1. Let's just quickly go over what they're going to be able to put up here. So, their link set is pretty bad. They have Flee, More Than Meets the Eye, Metamorphosis, Berserker, Incredible Adventure, Guidance of Dragon Balls, and Shattering the Limit. I mean, them have... why do they have Berserker? I hate this link so much. This is one of those things where there's a couple of different ways they could do it, right? Like, this was a similar link to, like... So, Big Bad Bosses was 25% attack and defense when your HP was below, what, 80%, I believe it was? This would be like if they raised the attack and defense for Big Bad Bosses even higher, but they kept the HP restriction. That's what they did with this stupid Berserker link, right? This was, what, 20% attack, under 50% HP at level 1, and they just buffed it to 30% attack. This link would have been far better if they would have just taken away the HP restriction. I think that would have been a much wiser choice for this. But, the character, like, you're never, dude, like, you look at the characters that have this link, right? Like, we're not going to be rocking this way too often. And then just a lot of other things like Flee. Metamorphosis is a really good link, but it's primarily for villains, right? This is the same problem that Ribrianne, Rosie, and Kunkunsa have, is that typically all these types of characters that you're going to be running aren't going to have it. I mean, I guess there's Launch. I'm not overly impressed with that Launch character, though. I mean, we could have brought her, but... Alright, so we have that. Super attack effect. They are getting 30% defense, and they seal enemy super, so that's good. Looks good. They are a weapon super attack character, by the way. Very rare. Then they get 560% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then they lose 60% attack and defense every turn, and they get a 10% chance to dodge as well. So they're going to slowly get weaker offensively and defensively, but gain dodge chance. Yeah, I mean, it's just bad, right? And then, this is a long thing here, but if there is an Earthling category ally in the same turn, they get an additional 2 key and a 30% chance of an additional super, and then still with the same Earthling category restriction, starting from the 5th turn of battle, we get, no, it's 5th turn from the start of turn, so it's their 5th turn. They get an additional super attack. So, at their best, they can quad super attack, which would give them 30% defense every single time, right? But that's it. That's basically what they do. And then they recover HP with Candy. So, the thing is you could look at it and be like, oh, they're getting, 560%. That's pretty good. Those are high stats. But the issue with that is that there's no multiplicative buff. Right, they're not getting stats on super attack, or when they're hit, or when guard is activated, or anything like that, right? So that's gonna limit it. It's one of those things where they could drop a character right now with like 1,000% attack and defense, and people will be like, "Oh my god, dude, they're so good." But like, if they don't have multiplicative buff, they're probably gonna be ass unless they would have a crazy kit besides that, right? Like that's it. It's just the structure of the game now, and how they make characters hit very hard. 3.66, so this was with Path to Power Kid Goku support, and the next turn we're going to have Bulma and Yajirobe support activated. Alright, so we did not get the additional, remember it's a 30% chance additional. Yamcha was on rotation, so he could have allowed them to proc it. Alright, so there's that first turn. I guess let's come back in a second. and we'll see the damage that they're going to be at in their defensive level and stuff like that. We're going to get Bulma and Yajirobe support, but they're going to lose a little bit of stats from, you know, being another turn. All right, here we go. So we got this next rotation. All right, so we could keep this Yamcha. Remember, this Yamcha, I mean, he's going to work pretty effectively. That's a lot of attacks. Let's see, what is their defense at? We're at 300k. And again, remember, they get the 30% defense every time they super. I'm just a little scared because, like, this is my typical showcase stage. And I feel like this Cell, like, if Cell supers in that second slot, we might just instantly die. Like, it's, like, very fast. We're going to come to the... Oh, like, now we understand why we went full dodge. Alright, so we have Incredible Adventure, Guidance to Dragon Ball Z, and Shattering the Limit up. Remember, we now have Bulma and Yajirobe support. Oh, no. Alright, if we get sniped by Cell right here, do I just end the video? Do I say, well, there's Oolong and launch, children. We're done. What would you guys like? Let's take a look here. Okay. Yep, great damage, great damage. All right, maybe they can give us some additionals. Remember, they will get their guaranteed additional next turn. Okay, so here's this. Get me that closer to that weapon super title, baby. Thank you. Additional. Yup. Yes, we do. We get the additional. We could still proc one more. No way to tell if this was the 30% additional or the hidden potential system. And we get supered. Okay. We double supered, so that's two 30% defenses. Well, we lived. We lived. It's all good, guys. It's totally good. Again, I'm having fun. I really don't want to be too harsh on this Halloween character, right? Like the Grandpa Gohan and Pan, the Angel Deborah. I would consider myself, if Candy Vegito was once a Halloween unit, right? Like the Halloween units are fun, so. You know, remember, I'm not great. The same, like, scale I grade, like, Dokkan Fest Super Trunks on, or, like, Android 17, 18, where I'm complaining about them constantly because of how bad they made them, basically. Cell, all right, relax, bruh. We got it. You could calm down. I'm not grading Oolong and Launch on that same type of scale, right? There's no way, right? Like, Oolong and Launch, yeah, maybe they're not red zone viable. Oh, well. What categories are they on? Let's take a look at their category teams. Most Dragon Ball Saga category characters are going to be on similar categories to what Launch and Oolong have, right? So if we take a look at the categories that they have, like, those are the types of categories that would get buffed if, like, you know, like, they started to dip into the Red Ribbon Army Saga or something like that. Like, that's what this Oolong and Launch card essentially kind of is, right? It's from the Red Ribbon Army Saga. So, all right, let's go ahead and put this damage on Cell. Let's get him out of here. We get to our next phase. Now, again, remember, we are slowly getting weaker as the turns pass by. We're getting weaker and weaker and weaker. I'm gonna just throw out Kid Goku's active skill. Yeah, we'll play it. We'll play it. Why not? Sure. This will allow me to put him in slot 1, which is why I'm gonna do it. Alright, so, we can go ahead and do that. Again, now Kid Goku will get his super attack buff right away, so he'll be able to hold up in slot 1 a little bit better. We're able to get our 7 orbs as well. Sure, let's go ahead and pop that. Alright, so let's see the stats that Launch and Oolong are at. 257 they drop down to. Remember that they are going to get a little bit of defense when they super 30%, but yeah, I mean, they couldn't have given them 50% attack and defense on super attack and their passive. Like, even that, I feel like strengthens them quite a bit. I don't, like, yeah, I mean, I'm not really... The thing is that if we look at... We should live this with Kid Goku having supered first. Yeah. Or having done his active skill. If we didn't do the active skill, we would have died right there. I mean, Angel Deborah, I guess, is not the craziest, but, like, he has support. Right? Like, I always feel like these free-to-play characters, you gotta give them, like, a reason to run them. You know, Angel Deborah's got support. Like, look at this. We're running the STR free-to-play Yamcha on the team, right? He counts. he has his nice support. He could guard. If you look at like that Yamcha or Tech Bulma, another Dragon Ball Saga free-to-play character, though that's a look at characters of why you could go, oh, like there's no reason that free-to-play characters have to be middling or bad or anything like that. Yep, grind me that weapon super attack title, baby. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we got the super. We did the guaranteed additional super. That was from turn 5 with an Earthling ally. We did not get the 30% additional super, and we did not get the hidden potential system super on this turn. All right, perfect. An attack and then a dodge. No, he eats it. No, Goat Jirobi, man. This guy. Come on. All right, it's looking a little bit scary here. Let's pop this right here. That'll get us a little bit of HP regen. I guess whatever. We'll just pop Yamcha's active skill as well. Sure, why not? Alrighty, so we got that. Let's get the HP regen. Again, we need as much health as we can. If Cell supers right away, could he kill STR Bulma here? Probably not, because this is her 3rd turn. We have STR Yamcha support up. Okay, cool. He did not super attack right away. But sometimes that can be a bit of an issue, right? Like this Cell is one of those bosses that will rapid fire super attack. Bull after supering would be completely fine. Yep, she'll eat this very, very pleasantly. Okay, sure. Yep, have fun. Knock yourself out, Cell. That Cell, I mean, he could still put up damage even against strong defensive characters since he does defensive debuff, right? Like, that's a big thing that Cell does, which can lower our stats by quite a bit. Okay, so let's see. Well, we're cooked, actually. We're gonna have to rock Yamcha in slot 1 right here. Have to. We could rely on my kid Goku with his, hidden potential system additional dodge, but, like, Yamcha has a much higher chance to dodge, right? Friend Yamcha, you have a full dodge build, of course. Oh, what a dude. Look at this genius player right here. This person, they know what they're doing. They understood the assignment. Well done. Well done. Okay. So we're down to 200k defense. Okay, sure. Honestly, I feel like we are kind of good already. Like, we've kind of, I don't know, seen what we needed to see, I guess, from this launch in Oolong. They're certainly not very good. Oh, I wanted to go over their categories. Yeah, let's do this after Yamcha dodges. Yup. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we will make it through this turn. Their defensive stat should be enough to tank this guy's normals. If I remember correctly, this Cell does, you know, a million with his super attack, but his normals are not really too crazy to deal with. And he's not one of these bosses that raises his attack on super attack or anything like that. A lot of bosses that do that, they are very tricky sometimes to battle with, right? It is fun, though, because it does create a lot of variance, a lot of RNG to some of those fights, right? Like STR Omega, if he supers right away, a lot of times you're probably not going to be able to live on the turn because his damage just gets so ridiculous. All right, here's another super attack. At least with the additional supers, they are getting defense every single turn. I mean, thank God they had the decency to give this character defense on super attack effect, right? 83k right there. Oh, okay. Yeah, their stats are a little low. I mean, Oolong and Launch, right? Like, I'll take them as a fun Halloween free-to-play character. Perhaps they could be pretty good next year when they'll EZA. Judging by the fact that Angel Deborah came out in October of 2022, and he just EZA'd here in October of 2023, I think chances are pretty good that Oolong and Launch, they will be getting their EZA in October of 2024. So, you know, hopefully they get a nice, strong EZA. Oh my god, we could get, yeah, we'll end this with, yeah, Goat Jirobi's active. That's actually so crazy. Okay, so let's look at their categories, right? So they're on Earthling, Join Forces, Dragon Ball Saga, and Earthbred Fighters. Again, these are categories that we would see buffed a lot, potentially, from Dragon Ball Saga characters coming out. They could easily make Dragon Ball Saga a good team. Remember what they did with World Tournament was a top 3 worst category for 7 years. And then, you know, one celebration happens you know, and they had released a fairly good free-to-play LR a couple months prior, and then bam, World Tournament is actually a really good team. So it's like, it's any Ginyu Force, right? Just overnight, oh my god, all of a sudden Ginyu Force is actually the third best team in the game. A little bit different because that was after the 7th anniversary Red Zone like difficulty reset, but still, Dragon Ball Saga one day being a top 5 game or a top 5 team in the game is not a pipe dream, because Bulma's gonna age. I mean, she's gonna be good for a long time with the way Bulma is set up. It will be very easy to always run her, right? So because of that, you know, she should still be useful. Pop the Power Kid Goku potentially could still be good. Dragon Ball Saga, I'd love to see this become a top team. I think that would be really, really cool. Alright, so this is Attack and Defend with Transformation, Oolong, and Launch. Their leader skills, all types, key 3 and 40% to stats. Their super attack is Bluffing and Machine Gun, which gives them 30% defense, supreme damage, and then seals enemy super attack. Nice super attack effect right there, a seal plus defense. Maybe they could be a little bit helpful for like Battlefield or something like that. They could with the seal, for sure. And they are, again, a weapon super character, pretty rare. Their passive skill, Defender's Ideas. So they get 560% attack and defense at the start of turn. And then they lose 60% attack and defense up to 300%. And then they gain a 10% chance to dodge up to 50% with each turn passed. So they do get pretty weak offensively. I mean, I don't know. I guess the fact that they do get an additional super later on can kind of make up for it. And of course, the dodge is good, but it's just, I mean, they could have left them with the 560% and not have them lower it. Like, that is something. Then, if there is an Earthling category ally in the same turn, they get 2 key and a 30% chance of an additional super. And then still, if an Earthling category in the same turn, starting from their 5th turn, they get a guaranteed additional super attack. So they could super attack 4 times. Once, the 30%, the guaranteed one, and hidden potential system. And then finally, they recover HP with Candy. No multiplicative buff is also an issue here. If you give them even 50% attack and defense on super attack effect, or not super attack effect, but just passive super attack buff, I think that would be a nice little addition to them. Their links are Flee, More Than Meets the Eye, Metamorphosis, Berserker, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance to the Dragon Balls, and Shattering the Limit. Pretty bad overall. Incredible Adventure, Guidance to the Dragon Balls, and Shattering the Limit, though, are links that you can pretty easily have activated with, again, a character like, you know, the STR Yamcha or some of the Bulmas or something like that. So, I mean, that's okay. 12 kill multiplier, 140%. And then, again, they're on these 4 category teams right here. They're on Earthlings. Nice for Earthlings to continually get buffs. Earthlings has really, you know, for like a year straight, they've been getting a lot of characters, right? Then we also have the Join Forces category as well. Sure, a lot of goofiness on that one. They're also on the Dragon Ball Saga team, okay? And then finally down here, they are on Earth-bred fighters. So let me know what you guys think of the Halloween character, this Oolong and Launch. Not the craziest, but they are still a fun character, and I do enjoy the fact that we get another weapon super character added into the game. That is a W for sure. So, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.